Today on the Diz List, we talk about my adults-only trip to Walt Disney World.
Welcome to the Diz List, the podcast that lists everything at Walt Disney World. I'm Nick.
And I'm Rob, and today we're going to do my trip report. Last week we did your trip report to Alani.
We did.
It was great. I got a lot of positive feedback on it. People learned a lot. I mean, I learned a lot just from watching it. Mine is just going to be kind of a trip report. There's a few things that I really want to focus on that are new. I'm not going to, I can, but when I go,
you don't want to tell them.
I take notes.
Yeah.
So I don't forget things.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to tell you every single ride I rode, but I'm going to tell you some things that were new. I'm going to tell you some different places that we ate, and should be a really fun episode. But we have a couple things we want to do before we get into that. We'll do that after the halftime show, but you have a couple things that we want to start with.
Well, first, I want to congratulate our friends over at Ear Scouts. They just launched their first podcast. They had this loser on for the first guest. I didn't tell you how I was going to introduce it. I didn't tell you how I was going to introduce it.
I think that was a jackpot of a choice.
Yes, yeah. They had this amazing first guest named Rob from Diz List.
Yeah, and you're going to be on in a couple months too. So
hopefully,
yeah.
And I must say, their co-host, both of them, Craig and Jessica, absolutely killed it.
Yes.
And of course, Eric coming in with helping out with all the questions.
That was great.
If you haven't gotten a chance to listen, go over and listen to that. Pretty much anywhere you get your podcast. And if you're not a patron of theirs, you should join up because then you can see the video version of it.
Yeah, see, that's a really cool perk that they have is, ours are always on YouTube. If you're listening to us right now and you're not watching us on YouTube, you can always do that too. You can throw us on and sometimes Nick puts in some extras, some video and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, we're on YouTube too. But one of the cool things that they do for their patrons is you can watch the live stream. So we did it live with video, but that's only available through their Patreon if you want to watch that. Yeah.
And they use a really good a platform that we like to use when we have guests too. So I think that helps.
Yeah, it went really well. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And of course, anytime you get to hang out with Rob is amazing. So that aside, I got some questions last week after we did the Alani show. There was so much stuff. I barely scratched the surface, but we got a lot of questions. So I'm going to run through some questions in this first half, try to answer them as best I can, and then go from there. Okay.
I actually tried to think of something to put in there when I saw your post.
Yeah.
And I thought you did really well. I couldn't really even think of anything.
Well,
I'm not even going to put in a joke because I know you're going to get
we have some listeners who did a good job coming up with stuff that I didn't talk about.
Cool. What'd you get?
I'll start off with some food related things. One was, how was the Dole Whip? The Dole Whip was pretty much the same as Dole Whip in Disney World. Okay. We chose not to go to the Dole Plantation and do that Dole Whip. The Dole Plantation and Hawaiians have a very contentious relationship.
Really?
I should say. It's a plantation.
Okay.
Do with that what you will.
Okay.
They're not. I don't think the relationship is great.
Okay.
Was what I would say. Because the minute I said to my friend who lives in Honolulu, I don't think we're going to Dole. He's like, yeah, good job. So that was the answer I got, and I said it to the guy from DVC who was talking to us. Say, yeah, we're going to skip the Dole Plantation. He's like, oh yeah, absolutely, don't do that.
Okay.
So, shave ice. I got questions about shave ice, not shaved.
Right.
Ice.
That's the
shave
way that
ice.
the Hawaiians will say it. Shave.
Correct. It's so it's different, and it is different. It is not a snow cone. It is. I don't even know how to describe how it's different. Somebody said, what kind of shave ice did you get at Alani? We got shave ice at multiple places. Generally speaking, if I were to say what to get, I think getting it with the condensed milk on top is the way to go. I think picking whatever flavor you want is great. My kids stuck with more like the flavors that were more natural flavors, because you can get like these crazy blue raspberry and all stuff like that.
Oh, you mean like fruit versus something that's...
Okay. Well, you can get like watermelon flavored. So my daughter got watermelon flavored, and it was real watermelon. It was not. I think it was my daughter, but somebody got watermelon flavored. It was like not fake watermelon, but you could also get the very fake stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like the bomb pop flavor.
Right,
Sure.
exactly. Another question was, is there a dining plan at Aulani? There's not a dining plan. I would, if there were a dining plan, I would highly suggest against it because you're not doing it right unless you leave Aulani and go to some other stuff.
Right.
Got a question about activities. There were some good activities. So we did the storyteller. Guy comes out and plays the ukulele, tells the story while he's singing. Really engaging individual. He came out early, was talking to us about stuff.
I was going to say daytime or nighttime.
So there's 4 different shows every night. It's not every night, but when he does it, it's 4 different shows because he has 4 different stories to tell. And so the idea is that you get one story, you go away for an hour, you can come back and do the next story.
Cool.
So on and so forth. Very engaging individual. He came out early, was talking to us, was actually asking me about the podcast and stuff. Was like, because he said, who's most into Disney out of your family? And both my kids and my wife point to me. Mm-hmm. And he's like, really? Because usually it's going to be the kid or whatever. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, he has a podcast. And he asked me about the podcast. So, but he was a super nice guy. Cool. They also do have like the typical stuff you would expect. The movie Under the Stars, like all those things. But what I do want to talk about, because I didn't talk about it. Now, my son, my son, he's not quiet and shy quiet, but he's not the outgoing type who's going to be out there, bombastic, want to go and meet all these new people. 2 different times he did the teen, go off to the place that. It's called Auntie's Beach House, but it's they're during the day, it's like daycare or where kids go and do arts and crafts. But he did the teen thing there twice. Went off by himself, did his thing. And
that means it must have been good the first time.
And loved it. And absolutely loved it.
Cool.
My daughter did not do anything because most of the kids' stuff was during the day. We were gone most days. We didn't really, and the day we were full on at the resort was a day that we were at the pool. So that's why she didn't do anything. They do have make your own ears. They have I don't want to say sip and paint because it doesn't involve alcohol like you would at your local place that they do the sip and paint, but it was an adult. They didn't
do wine or whatever.
Right, but it is an adult level paint thing that they do. So there are a lot of activities. You can do yoga. I got some footage of some people doing this crazy yoga on paddle boards, which is why you pay money to go out and do yoga on vacation.
I don't know.
Which sounds like the dumbest thing to spend your money on.
I'm sure it's a thing.
Guess what? There were people who were crazier because the day we got the cabana, I get in the pool, I look out. There are people doing boot camp. It was a boot camp. The guy's yelling at you, throw the ball. And you got a medicine ball and you're throwing it in the ground at 9 in the morning. I'm like, who comes to Hawaii on vacation and puts themselves through that? But these people did. Good for them.
Okay.
Good for them, not me.
Hey, everybody's different.
Somebody asked about excursions. Actually, it's one of our students' mothers asked about excursions. Mm-hmm. There are excursions you can book through Aulani. You can book excursions that bring you on tours. You can do there's a boat, glass bottom boat tours and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
We did a lot of research, and a lot of those tours that are very good, if you want to do those things, are fine to book. But for us, we want to do a lot of land excursions. And they recommended if you're doing anything on the land, if you really want to do land excursions, you're better off doing it yourself and renting a car because the cost is going to balance out.
Yeah, did you do a lot of boat stuff?
We did not do anything on a boat. We didn't go out and do anything.
I never even think of that till just now when you said the...
But they, I think had it been a different time of year, I probably would have bought an excursion to do a whale watch and stuff like that. Huh. But they exist. There are wonderful excursions you can book through Aulani. We did not because a lot of what we want to do was on land. You can book straight through them. The one thing you had said to me, if I ever go there, I want to do the Jurassic Park thing.
Yeah.
It's not for us. We looked into it. I don't really care about the movie studio stuff, and it does show you a lot of the movie props and stuff like that.
I saw someone do it on YouTube, and it looked fun.
Yeah, I think that seeing that area is cool, but you can see that area from the road. We were able to see that whole area from the road, so it really wasn't that different. But you can book that through Aulani, and there are people at Aulani that man desks all day long that book these excursions, so you can definitely do that. And then I got a couple questions about luau. We did not do the luau at Aulani. The main reason was price, because my daughter counts as an adult at Disney. Somebody else had said the person who asked this, I responded, this is why we didn't. And then I said, by the way, this is me saying for the 18th time, Disney needs to do tiered things.
Yeah, they do.
Like, you can go 10 to 21, like junior.
That's what my next question
junior
was going to
adult
be.
or whatever.
What counts as you switch to an adult at 11?
10 and up.
Okay.
Because it's typical like Disney.
Okay.
And
I
then,
couldn't remember. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
My kids are older now.
Then the last two ones were like, what was my favorite part, and what was Aulani versus Polly. So I'll tackle Aulani versus Polly first. Aulani is a massive resort. As far as the amount of space, that the rooms and stuff like that. The pool is better. Okay. It's oceanfront, so that's you can't swim at the Poly Beach. I mean, you can try, but you might get a gator bite. So like, I would say that the beach obviously is a whole other thing. Poly, obviously, you've got it's a little bit more shtick than it is reality. It's that tiki culture, whereas at Aulani, you really felt like you were truly in the Hawaiian Islands. It was never about. It wasn't about the fake 1970s tiki culture,
Right. Which is still cool too.
And you kind of were shocked by this. I would liken Aulani closer to Animal Kingdom than I would to Poly, and that's because Joe Rohde really stuck true to the history of it, and there's a lot of like displays of historical like artifacts and stuff like that, whether it be from the indigenous peoples or from other things that he brought in there. So I would not really even compare it to that. I compare it more to Kidani Village than I would to Poly.
Cool.
And as far as my favorite part of Aulani was the fact that it was on Oahu. And that's about what I would say. If I were to pick something at Aulani that was my favorite, I thought that the lagoon access where in Ko'olina on Oahu, they have 4 lagoons that are quote unquote man-made. I mean, the ocean's not man-made, but they basically barricade it off so that like the surf is not coming in and really being too terrible. So that made the area where you swim a little bit calmer.
And shark-free.
I mean, a shark could come in there. There's no fence.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they could do what they want. But yeah, so that would be my, it got actually like it. One of our patrons did ask also, is it one and done? I think Aulani's one and done. Hawaii's not one and done, but Aulani's one and done.
Yeah, plus you have your friend there too.
Yeah. So those are the questions that we were asked. But I'm excited to hear about your trip. I know a lot about your trip. I don't know everything about your trip. I certainly don't know all the new things you did this trip.
There's some cool new things. Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick it off to the halftime show, okay? Which is always brought to us by our patrons. We got a couple new patrons this week. We've got a lot of new followers and listeners too in the last month-ish, 3 weeks-ish. So, it's exciting to see growth. But, as you always say at the end of our Patreon episodes, pass us along, help us to grow even more.
Share it with a friend, share it with someone you know is going on a Disney trip or just likes the parks like we do.
Yeah. And if you're not a patron, head over to patreon.com/DizListPod and join up. You can join for free. You don't have to be a paid member. You can join up for free and join in on the conversations. But we're going to head off to the halftime show. We'll see you right after this. Welcome back.
We had a request from, let's see, one of our longest
Was it
patrons.
Jessica?
Jessica, yes.
She wanted that one in there?
Yeah, well, she goes, why don't you just do the can open every single time? I'm like, well, we got to keep you guessing. And I said, next time I do it, I'll give you a shout out. So shout out to Jessica, who I'll say is one of our very first patrons,
Yeah.
first or second, I can't remember.
Yeah, it's like one of those, like, it was her and Stacy within 5 minutes of each other.
Right.
I can't remember who came first.
And then I just think it's so cool that now she's...
It's a full circle moment.
I know. And now she's helping out with the Ear Scouts podcast. She's one of the co-hosts. It's great.
She's amazing.
Anyway,
all of our patrons are amazing, but thank you, Jessica, for being a longtime listener and for making Rob play the can opener.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more frequently.
Look, it's one of those things. If for longtime listeners, you get what happened. If you were a longtime listener, you know. If you aren't a longtime listener, you can go back and listen. But essentially, Rob was trying to be stealth with his liquid death one day, and it did not actually work as well as he thought it was. Rob always has a liquid death with him during a show, and he was like, I'm going to open this right as we start.
And no one's going to notice because it's going to go right with the music.
Right in a crescendo of the music. And it was like, we were still using different microphones then that were super hot, and they picked up everything. So it was kind of funny.
So then I made it part of the bumper music.
Yeah.
So I'm not actually opening it live. It's pre-recorded. I did it.
That's kind of funny.
Anyway.
Yeah. So
all right.
I'm excited for this because I know that you did. First off, Rob is a table service family, a quick service family, and then
I think you just spoiled it.
but you're a quick service family.
No, I know.
But this trip, you did some table service, so I'm excited to hear about that.
Yeah.
Rob Rob and his family are very close, and they would like this. I'm sure this was not easy for you even to go away on just an adults only trip. So I'm excited to hear about that stuff.
My wife did very well.
Yeah.
She did very well.
Okay.
She was a little, it's hard where my daughter is going off to college tomorrow, which is kind of exciting for us. So
no tears, Rob. No tears.
I said to it's going to happen. You love your kid. But she's not going very far away. So that's not a big deal for us.
I was going to say, your wife's teaching at the same college.
Yes, that's also true. So I told her this was kind of training. This, a couple days away. This is training for that, and
that's a good.
And then my son's away at running camp. So anyway, let's get to it here.
Empty nest Rob this week.
That's okay. So I have a lot of notes. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you're gonna see the side of my face here, but I have a lot of stuff to talk about. Because when I go, I type in everything I do in order so I don't remember it or so I don't forget, because I want to look back and remember some of these great things.
Yeah.
I do it every time I go, whether I have a podcast or not, just because I like to remember it.
Yeah.
So the first thing I wanted to throw out there is I did some pricing for transportation from the airport to our hotel.
Yeah.
And the one that came out to be the winner for us was actually Lyft. We did Uber, Lyft, Mears.
Yeah.
We looked at everything.
I have
FL Tours.
Yeah, I have a theory about the Lyft thing.
It was a good deal. It was because it was a smaller one. When we go with the whole family, we have to get a bigger vehicle. So we just got a little compact car, and it was only $30 one way.
So I have a theory on the Lyft. The Lyft ones, my theory is that the reason it's cheaper is because Lyft has the deal with the minivans. So Lyft is the minivan.
Gotcha. Sure.
So my theory is that they're purposely discounting it a little bit to make it be, or they there's something going on there, because it is consistently cheap. It's not like that in other cities. Like usually it's a toss up. It's consistently cheaper.
I mean,
Lyft is consistently cheaper at Disney World.
It was a tiny little compact car, and if you know how Lyft and Uber work, depending on the size of the car, the size of the vehicle, your price will increase.
But you can get Lyft, you can get an XL, and I still find them cheaper than Uber.
On the way there, they actually upgraded us for free. So it was a Honda Civic Hybrid, and then on the way back, it was I don't know what it was. It was a little like Hyundai Coupe or something.
I'll add this: if you're a Chase Sapphire person, because I am, you get 5 times for if you're a reserve. If you're preferred, I think you get 5 times. If you're reserved, you get 10 times. I forget what it is, but you get more points.
Nice.
On Lyft than you do on Uber. So that's something else too.
So the hotel we stayed at for the second year in a row was one that was in the Disney Springs area.
Right.
So this particular hotel, it's a long name. The official name is the Hilton Orlando Lake Buena Vista Disney Springs area.
Correct.
There's another Hilton hotel in the area with a slightly different name.
Pretty much across the road.
Yes. So, but this is the one that we stayed at, and just so you can kind of get your bearings and know where we were. if you're picturing Disney Springs, and there's that big expressway that kind of goes by Disney Springs.
Yep.
If you think of where on the far right or far east, for example, where the Disney store is, World of Disney.
Yeah.
It's diagonal. So if you cross the road diagonally, which we can't, there's actually bridges, that's where our hotel is.
Yeah.
So the lobby, when we got there, was beautiful.
It's over by Cass Parking, isn't it?
Yes, it's to the left of that. So if you think, we ended up comparing it with the hotel that we stayed last year. Last year's was the Wyndham, which is right across the street. So they're both very similar, and I end up comparing the two hotels. I would say, I'll start with the winner. I would say this hotel was the winner.
Okay.
My wife would agree too. The lobby was beautiful. They had this, actually, this is surprising too. We told our kids this. It looks like it's further away because it's across the street. It was actually a shorter walk for us. So it was,
really?
Yeah, to go over to Disney Springs, it was much shorter not much, but it was definitely shorter of a walk than what we did previously.
Okay.
So we stayed there. The room was average. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't terrible. It was, I would say maybe the Wyndham across the street was slightly better, but not by a lot. They were both fine. It's typical nice hotel room. I would say it was nice for sure.
Yeah.
Nothing about it was dingy or any problem at all.
Right.
It was fine. I guess I'm comparing it to the theming in some of the other
you're
Disney
not
hotels.
you're not getting that, but
It's fine.
You're also not paying for it.
It was fine too. They had a little store down. There was a restaurant and a store and a pool and all kinds of stuff downstairs. The nice thing too is they since it's I don't know if it's an official Good Neighbor hotel, but we got the 30 minutes early arrival.
So it is a Good Neighbor hotel
Yes.
then. Okay.
So when we got there, I had my Disney Experience app open, and he typed in our number. He had a reservation number in there, typed it in, linked it up, and took care of that. So that was really good.
Awesome.
First day we got there, right after we checked in, we took a bus over to Hollywood Studios.
So you walked to Disney Springs?
Yes,
we get the bus. Okay.
Yes, we walked to Disney Springs and took a bus. The next day, we scheduled a bus, which is really nice too, to go to Magic Kingdom.
Gotcha.
It was a double-decker bus. Really, I haven't been on a double-decker bus in a long time. So we went over to Hollywood Studios, met up with a friend. Our friend Rob was there, and the first thing he says is, what do you want to do? Why don't you do something that you haven't done before? I'm sure it'd be good for the podcast. And I said, sure. What do you recommend? He goes, let's go see the Villain show. They're about to do the last performance because we got there later at night.
You got to see the Villain show.
We got to see the Villain show,
Yeah.
and I will say I was very surprised.
Really?
I didn't know what to expect. I just thought it was going to be, some little bing bong Disney show, whatever. It was really cool. The special effects were really, really great.
Awesome.
I won't give away all of it. I'll give away one little thing just so you can get the idea how cool it was.
Go ahead.
There was a lot of interactive effects based on which villain you were seeing. So again, I won't say all the villains because I want people to be surprised.
Yeah.
But when they did Cruella, they had a bubble machine. But when they were blowing the air into the bubble machine, it was either dry ice or fog machine. So all the bubbles came out with like white fog. And the way that the lighting was in the room, it was like this contrast, white on black and black on white. So depending on where the bubbles were and how the light hit it, there was like a white background and they looked like black bubbles on the white and vice versa. And I said to my wife, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Like it was just kind of practical effects with, the fog and the lighting, and they did a very, very cool job. Now, this is a fun part about the show that I knew, but I forgot. And that was that it's interactive. And that after you see all the villains perform, you vote by applause to kind of vote on who was the best villain that you saw.
Okay.
And, it's a different, not always a different outcome, but we cheered and the one who won was the winner and the winner did a little performance and it was very, very cool.
That's awesome.
It was cool.
That's
so
good.
I would recommend people check that out. Better than I expected, very, very, very cool special effects.
That's great.
Screens all over the place. That was great. Then we got food at a place I haven't eaten before. We walked over to Galaxy's Edge. Oh. And I had never eaten at Docking Bay 7.
That's like basically, don't they consider that kind of like the Satuli Canteen of like as far as it's like ultra themed and
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I've eaten there.
Yeah.
I can't remember when, but like I have had food from there.
Yep.
But like that's like their version of Satuli Canteen.
I would say that's a good comparison.
like
the
really ultra themed food.
The entrance was, if you walk around the corner and you see the Millennium Falcon, there's like a door off to the left. That's where you enter, and the food was good. We enjoyed it. I got they called it the tip yip.
You got the tip yip.
It was very good. It was spicy. It reminded me of like Asian inspired food.
Yep.
It had that breading on top that was similar to like if you were to get
panko.
Yeah, very good. And then my wife got a salad that she really liked too.
Good.
So that was new. I'm trying to kind of go in order here.
Yeah,
if you want to divert at any point,
I like it. I'm
jump
enjoying hearing the new stuff.
we did a couple other things, and then we were planning on doing Phantasmic, which I've never done. So
I know this story.
I said
know
I
that.
got to do Phantasmic. So I'll just say before I say what's about to happen, and you could probably guess the ending. The last 2 times we've been there, we planned on doing Phantasmic at the end of the night, and we have had terrible weather. So at this point, we're talking about going and seeing Phantasmic. All of a sudden, I think I sent you a video of this.
did.
The sky lights up.
It was probably the
with
worst.
lightning. It was like a strobe light. It just it kept flashing and flashing, and it did for a good half hour before the rain even started. It was just flashing in the sky. So
It was storm, not like Florida mid-afternoon weather.
Another interesting thing
So
too.
short story.
Yeah, go ahead.
You didn't get to go.
Yes, I didn't, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
Is again, I didn't get to actually ride the ride.
Yeah.
And it was towards the end of the night.
See the show.
See the show.
Yeah.
Yes, ride is what I'm about to talk
Yeah,
about now.
sorry.
And we were looking at wait times, and it started thunder, lightning, storming like crazy. And I said, I wonder if we could, we're here. Let's see if we can do Rise of the Resistance. We looked at the app, 95 minutes.
Oosh.
I'm like, well, at least we'll be inside and undercover. So we go back to there and we hop in the queue. It was 20 minutes. It was posted at 95. It was a 20-minute wait to get on to Rise of the Resistance.
Why would they post that?
No idea.
I wonder if they didn't want people rushing there because of the weather.
Maybe because almost the whole queue is indoors.
Huh.
But I guess my point is, folks, sometimes they're accurate. Sometimes it's way off. Like this example. I took a screenshot of it too because I was going to send it to you at one point, but I figured,
Right, but then you figured 20 minutes. Why would I? Yeah.
I know. So it was
That's
it was
great.
really cool.
Awesome.
So
Good for
I
you
put
guys.
that down too. So then we went home and went back to our hotel and kind of unpacked. And then we made an appointment through this hotel. When you walk in, there is a QR code. You scan the QR code, and then you can pick. Actually, it was easier to do at the Hilton than it was to do at the
I remember
Wyndham.
you complaining about how hard it was.
It was very hard. And this was easy. You just click and you pick the time. What time did you want the bus to pick you up? So we did 7 a.m. So the bus picked us up at 7 so we could go over to Magic Kingdom. We had early entry. We get to Magic Kingdom, shopped around a little bit, got our picture taken. We did early entry, and and a lot of people advise against this, but I don't care. I wasn't going to pay for it. We rope dropped and we went straight to Tron, and it wasn't bad.
I think that's the way to go.
We went to Tron, and I've seen a couple videos where they recommend you do Mine Train.
You know
or
what you
something
do?
Else.
You rope drop what you want to rope drop.
And exactly right. And that's what I said to my wife. I said, you love Tron. I love Tron. It's, we need to do another re-ranking of our favorite rides because this one's up there.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's up there. Like, I don't know if it's one, but I really like it.
One in Magic Kingdom or one?
We'll have to do an episode for me to talk
I'll tell you
about
what,
that.
after we're done with our trip recaps.
We need to get back into that again. I think it's that time of year with some new stuff.
Absolutely. I'm fine with it. Let's do it.
It's time. It's definitely time to talk about it again. Yeah. So let me get back to my notes here.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. So we did Tron. That was great. And then we went to Small World because my wife wanted to hear the new verse.
Yeah. How was it?
It was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, the only issue I had with it is that I'm a retired rock star and my hearing is really bad.
Yeah.
So I could hear it just fine, but like the enunciation and the diction of each of the words was difficult for me. But I remember reading it already.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't have known it was a new verse, you wouldn't have been a big deal.
Cool.
But it was cool. So we did that. That was new. And then let's see. We walked out, and I will say during the day, there were a lot of characters around. The stepsisters were on the carousel. So
like I've seen the stepsisters out in that area.
They were riding the
But they were
carousel
on
with
the
people,
carousel.
just like they do in Disneyland.
Yeah.
Now, the first one before that, Mad Hatter and Alice were walking, and I'm like, oh my God, there's characters walking around. Then I realized they were going backstage. So that one didn't count. That was before that. But they had a Big Al and Romeo. Wait, no. Is that his new name?
Yeah,
now?
Romeo McGraw.
Liver Lips? Okay.
Yeah.
So they were standing kind of over by where, what are the things called where you put your head through? It's not shackles.
The
What's it
stocks.
called? The stocks. So they were right across from there, and there was a line of people, and they did a meet and greet and photos. It was in the shade. So that was kind of cool. I'd never seen that before. That was new to me. So I made a note to talk about that. Then we had lunch, Skipper Canteen, and I had one of the best things that I've ever had in a Disney park, and I'm not going to talk about it because I want people to go and listen to the Ear Scouts podcast because I do a whole deep dive.
I will tell you that, like,
on the Ear Scouts podcast on this item.
We got an entire patron just because you mentioned that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I would like.
You can guess who.
Well,
you know which one.
Well, shout out to Craig.
Yeah. just because you mentioned them.
Yes.
So
Craig loved it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so tune into that podcast for that whole story.
Yeah.
But moving on because I have a lot of new stuff to talk about.
I will hold on. Can I just?
Yeah, sure.
I know you have a lot of stuff.
No.
I will
Go for it.
say.
I'm just trying to go quick.
Rob is definitely a table or a quick service guy.
Yeah.
So like the fact that you were able to do these things and like slow it down, I think. I've got some questions at the end, but I think it's kind of cool to hear about you trying these new foods and being like, wow, there's like food that we can eat because you're gluten free, and it's really good food that we can eat.
Oh, it's excellent.
So that's awesome.
Well, my wife's quote was, and no offense to my kids, they didn't really listen to my show anyways, but my wife goes, well, it's just the two of us. So we can do table service, and we're still saving money compared to what we normally do. So
exactly.
We tried some new things, and we took a chance. So here's one that I don't know if you know about yet, and you probably do, but I was shocked to even see this.
Okay.
We get on Space Mountain. We start going up the ramp in Space Mountain, and there's this new like orb at the top, which I was like, I've never seen that before. That's new. Then we start riding around inside of Space Mountain. Did you know there are now planets projected on the inside of Space Mountain on like the outside like roof area? Did you know that?
How did I miss that?
We rode through, and I get off, and I said to my wife, I go, did you notice there's like planets like the Earth and the Moon are like projected?
Did you look
now?
it up afterward?
Well, after I went up to the cast member, I go, is that new? He says, what do you mean? I go, the planets, is that new? He goes, no. I said, when did you do it? He goes, oh, like a couple weeks ago. I said, that's new.
That's new.
I'm only here once a year. Yeah, I had no idea.
Huh.
No idea.
How was... maybe because I was in Hawaii. I don't know. I didn't hear.
And the other thing too is, am I crazy? Is it just really hot out and I'm hallucinating?
I mean,
my wife confirmed it, and the cast member confirmed it.
Well, and also like
it was cool.
You ever have those moments where you're like, has it always been like that? Or
so
the Mandela effect. You know?
That happened a lot on a lot of different rides,
okay.
and I had to have that conversation with my wife. Like, is that always been there?
Yeah.
But
cool.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know it.
I thought that was really cool.
Oh.
Then we took a break in the middle of the day, which I recommend for people to do a lot. It was mega hot that day.
Yeah.
We took a break. We went back to the hotel. We took a nap, came back over close to dinner time. And this drove my wife nuts. We were on Haunted Mansion, and two people down from us, this woman kept turning on her flashlight. And then when we got into Madame Leota, she's like getting video and her light is on. My wife, who never says anything, because usually it's me. When we were in the movies recently,
she said something.
I yelled at a kid in the movies recently for talking during the movie, and my wife goes, "Turn it off!" like yelling in the Madame Leota room. I go, "Good for you." She says to me, you know those videos on social media where like the wife comes in and says, "My husband likes such and such, and you better pay attention to him." Have you seen any of those?
Yeah, it's a new trend.
She goes, "Well, that's basically me." I was basically like, "My husband's favorite thing on earth is Haunted Mansion, and you're turning on your light." She didn't say that, but that was kind of the gist of it. So I thought I'd put that in there too. But here's the big one for Magic Kingdom: the Starlight Parade.
Yeah.
The Starlight Parade was so cool. So cool. So we're trying to find the best place to watch, and Ear Scouts Rob said he recommends the best place to go is right kind of in that center wheel in front of the castle.
Yeah, the hub.
Because you can see it come around a couple times. You get to see it for a longer period of time. That was a great suggestion. We just happened to be in the back riding Tiana when the parade was about to start because they delayed the parade because of
Weather.
crazy thunder and lightning storms. Speaking of which, we were in Cosmic Rays, and some people may have seen this online. Lightning actually struck the castle while we were there.
Yeah, I saw the pictures and
So
the videos.
lightning,
Yeah.
and it was very, very loud. So they delayed the parade.
Yeah.
When we finally got to see the parade, it was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
I know you were so excited.
Have you watched it online yet at all?
Yeah, I have. And you texted me too and said, like, oh, wow, like this was absolutely amazing. The fact that you were very clearly excited about it and that you were excited about the fact that it had nods to the old music.
Well, they have the music.
Yeah, but like,
It's 75% the same.
right. Yeah, yeah.
So like that final float comes
Yeah.
by, I start tearing up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just like waves of nostalgia from my
Yeah.
youth. I was like, oh my God, and Donald.
It looks
and
amazing.
Goofy.
I'm sure it was amazing live. So
very
that's cool. I'm
If
glad
you
got
want to
do it.
see it and you haven't, go watch it on YouTube. But I also went live, so you can watch the live. But it's much better if you find somebody else on it.
Yeah.
And then we watched Happily Ever After, and we went home. Then the next day we went to EPCOT and a couple new things. The ending of Soarin' I hadn't seen when so the Eiffel Tower is
the new
different.
yeah, the new better yeah.
But the end has Dreamer's Point and
Has the whole new entrance area
Yes.
there. Yeah, yep.
I hadn't seen that, so that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Saw that, and I'm skipping a lot, but I just want to get to the good stuff here.
everybody. Oh, we walked into Epcot. People they don't
No,
need
I
to
know.
that you went on.
Yeah. So I'm trying
they
to
know
get
what
to the
rides
good
you went
stuff.
on, but what are the new stuff? You know what I mean?
Let's see. I did text you that a couple things needed some TLC. I was thinking of that episode we did. We did a few episodes back, rides that need TLC. When we were on Nemo, and it
was not great when I was there.
No,
last.
is it the anglerfish,
Yeah.
the one with the
Yeah,
light?
the anglerfish.
Wasn't moving at all.
That's been a while.
The shark with the hook in its mouth, it's a mako shark maybe, and that one wouldn't move. That one was stuck. So there was a couple things on that ride that were not working.
Yeah.
I'm kind of worried about that ride. I don't know what they're going to do with it. But the biggie, the new test track, was really cool.
Yeah.
So the thing that I had forgotten, since I haven't done it in a while, was the thing that's so cool about test track is the acceleration.
Yeah.
So you slow way down and you're just hanging out, and then it takes off, and then it's a smooth stop. So when I watch the ride through video, you kind of see the environments and they're cool, but I'm like, what's the big deal here? The big deal is the actual ride system is so
Yeah,
cool.
I mean it's still amazing.
It is
still the
amazing.
amazing test track.
And I won't ruin this too much. You can go online and watch it if you want to. But before you blast out of the doors and go out onto the actual track, you come into this room that I don't know if it was this big before, but it's you go into this giant room where they're projecting all around you, and it just seems absolutely huge.
I mean, they didn't change the building, so
I wonder if they opened it up more. Above.
I mean, they took a lot of
remember
the set pieces probably.
Okay, I don't remember it being that big, but that was incredible.
Yeah, I'm excited to ride it when I finally get to
it. So that was a lot of fun. We were also talking about U2 at the very end where they try to sell you the car.
Yeah.
That's definitely bigger and upgraded, and they're really trying to sell you something now.
Yeah.
I wanted to go over and say, do you have the Carhartt edition?
You in the car?
I know. I would get the Carhartt edition. Should I talk about where we had dinner?
Yeah. Where'd you have dinner?
So
Is this new? It's new to you.
It's new to me, and I've always wanted to eat inside of the Mexico Pavilion.
I'm excited to hear about this.
And it is the Inn at San Angel, I believe.
San Angel Inn, yeah.
If I'm pronouncing it right. I've always wanted to do that. I've ridden the Tres Caballeros so many times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to actually eat there?
Can we just talk about how Mexico does a horrible job branding its restaurants? They're all San Angel something.
I know.
Anyway, go on. So you're inside the pyramid eating at that version of San Angel.
And I surprised my wife. She didn't know, and I hinted at it a little bit on the episode.
Yeah.
So we ate there. The food was very good. It was very filling. We both got this enchilada dish, and they brought it out. You would appreciate this in a cast iron skillet.
Yeah.
Well, not with the handle. And
No, I know what
everything,
you mean. Yeah, cast iron plate.
And,
yeah.
and it was, oh my gosh, we had a hard time finishing it. It was like
I had enchiladas on my Hawaiian vacation, so we both had enchiladas.
it was
on our vacation.
fantastic.
Okay.
Had a margarita. I told
Great,
you we
yeah.
would do that,
Yep.
and that was great. And then we had another hors d'oeuvre, or not hors d'oeuvre, an appetizer before that, and I didn't write down what it was, but I remember that being really good.
So it was
too.
good food, though.
Yep. And to end our EPCOT day, I know I'm going fast.
That's okay.
This is the time I called you on the phone.
Yeah, because there was something going on.
We and I don't want to get into too much with the crazy guy, but we rode Remy very end of the night, right before park was about to close, 8:45, and we got through the entire ride, and we get right back to the exit part, and the ride shut down.
Yeah.
And my wife goes, "Ooh, what if it's an evacuation? I've never been evacuated at Disney before." And we sat there for like a long, probably we told you probably 25 minutes.
Yeah, I thought it was longer than that.
Because you and my wife were talking about that and figured it out when I called
Yeah.
you. I think it was either 25 or 35.
It was a decent amount of time, and I still contend that they purposely evacuated your car last.
The short version of this story is there was a person who was seated in our rat vehicle who was intoxicated and was not very kind to the cast members and was trying to be funny and was not funny at all, and it was very embarrassing for me.
Yeah.
So afterward, and after everybody cleared out, I went back up to that cast member and I said, "I am really sorry. I am not with that person. They did not treat you the way you should have been treated. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. I hope you have a good rest of your night."
Right.
Because I felt so bad.
Yeah.
And I know that those cast members work so hard. And her English wasn't great either because she was here from France.
Yeah.
So she said, "Thank you very much." And I felt really bad.
Yeah.
I have video from it. I would edit out the belligerent guy, but it was the first time I've ever been evacuated.
I saw
from a ride.
I saw the unedited stuff.
Guy was a jerk.
Guy's a jerk.
I know.
Yeah.
And we were stuck with him.
Yeah.
So like, if I were to make a comment to the guy and he turns around and starts a fight, like I got to be careful with, telling somebody to cool it on Haunted Mansion or in the movies versus, because you were like, I would have said something. Like if I would have said something, I wouldn't want the guy to turn around and start a fight with me. Like I don't want it. The last thing I want.
Your next Disney trip would have been paid for. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, but I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy that's on the video for being in. I don't know. Regardless,
Man.
it was very rude, and I was not.
I
happy
would
about
not.
it.
Look, we are two different, and we're very different. And I would probably not bite my tongue. I probably would have said something.
Yeah,
but that's me. He was.
I have no problem doing that.
No.
But
I know
it's the right time and place.
And I get what you're saying, but that guy was over the line.
He was.
He was over the line.
Yeah, I sent the video to Nick.
It was a lot. So that then we went to. I want to bring this up because now we're going to Animal Kingdom, right? Yeah. Your last day was Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And I know that we made Jessica. I know I'm bringing her up again. We made her mad because I said on our last show we did lists. We did this things to skip. And
yeah, Rob was mad about that too.
I know.
Skip the whole park? Are you kidding? I go, well,
right now.
What?
Right now? Yeah.
Well, we had a great time that day.
I mean, let's be honest. Sometimes we poke the bear on purpose.
And I told him that too. I said that too. I love all the parks, and I'll say this now. In many times on the show, we've said how Hollywood Studios is our least favorite park.
Yeah, I mean,
that park's growing on me. It really, really is. And there was a lot of things.
We have a least favorite Star Wars movie.
Yeah, but we like all the Star Wars movies.
Like,
I know. Well, my least favorite Star Wars movie
there's the shortest player on the NBA team is still tall. You know what I'm saying?
That's a better way to put it. Because there's a Star Wars movie I really don't like.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I meant of the first trilogy, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, so
okay, fair enough.
So in Animal Kingdom, you had a good day though, right?
We just showed up late because we did so much that previous day, and we stayed all the way through all the fireworks and everything. Or no, sorry, that was EPCOT. EPCOT, we got home late just because we were stuck in that ride. And
I mean, honestly, Animal Kingdom, when you show up late, is not bad.
No.
People clear out of there by 3:30.
We got there at 11, shopped a little bit. We had Flame Tree Barbecue again, which we really like. The pulled pork sandwiches are good.
It is not bad barbecue.
we were just really hungry, and I talked about maybe going to Yak and Yeti, which you had recommended.
Yeah, it's good.
We were going to do that, but my wife said, I'm hungry right now. Let's just get quick service. And I mentioned a couple places, and at first she's like, I'm kind of in the mood for a burger. I'm like, you want to go to Restaurantosaurus? And then eventually I talked her into Flame Tree Barbecue.
It's not bad barbecue.
And no,
it's not
it was good.
Great, but it's not bad.
No, we enjoyed it. It was good barbecue.
I've had worse barbecue at places that are actually like table service barbecue restaurants.
It was good. And I didn't mention this earlier. We had a very, very good, I had Mongolian beef at Sunshine Seasons.
Mongolian. Oh, yeah.
It was a really good lunch. Like, it was filling. It didn't seem like, my best way to put it is food court Chinese food. You know what I mean by that?
I do. I 100% do.
It wasn't like P.F. Chang level, but it was also better than average Chinese food. My wife got another salad, but I thought it was decent.
I honestly believe that Walt Disney World is upping their quick service game.
They are. I would agree with you.
Because for years it was like, if you want good quick service food, you've got to, at a Disney park, you have to go to the West Coast.
Yep.
And I feel like they've heard that. It's not great, but like, I had good stuff at Cosmic Rays last time that was like really good.
I have 2 negatives.
From Animal Kingdom?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 2 negatives are both from the most popular place in Animal Kingdom, Avatar.
Nice.
Pandora. So one of my problems is when we did Flight of Passage, we sat on the far right, and I had glasses on, but everything just seemed like it was double. Like, the glasses weren't working for me properly, and I tried over my regular prescription glasses and under, and it just was weird. Like, the 3D didn't work properly for me. And I don't know if it...
almost like they have a bunch of scratches on them.
Could
but they
be.
Can't replace them because they bought them and then that place closed.
I'll tell you what it did.
Which is literally what's happened.
There are very few rides that I get motion sickness when I get off.
Really?
Very few. You know where I'm going with this.
You got motions. Ooh.
Well, the teacups are one of them. And I got off and I said to my wife, I kind of felt a little queasy. No, it just doesn't end gross.
Yeah, no.
I just felt, I said to her, I go, I'm like 30% sick right now. And then we kind of sat for a bit and I got a drink and we were okay. And then we went on Navi River Journey. Navi River Journey had things that were broken. So when you first get on the ride, there's those orange spinners in the air that raise up and down.
Yeah.
2 of them were just chilling. They didn't move at all anymore.
They weren't spinning?
Nope. And then the 3rd one did spin. And you know those the lily pads where they kind of move and they have the projection where it looks like the little frogs jump on them? Mm-hmm. Some of those weren't working either.
So look.
I'm surprised.
People are going to be listening to this and thinking, yeah, how entitled can these 2 guys be?
All I'm doing is comparing.
No, right. But I'm saying, but like, how entitled can they be that, like, they think that stuff doesn't break? Okay, cool. It can break at the local fair. It can break at the local Six Flags.
Yeah.
It can break at those places. If you're charging what you're charging to get into Disney World, you had best fix those things. Because I guarantee you they're supposed to anyway, do a ride through in the morning. Oh, that's broken. Get somebody to fix it tomorrow. Now, maybe you were there the day it broke.
Maybe.
I highly doubt it because I can tell you right now, you weren't there. You weren't at EPCOT the day that the anglerfish broke or that the shark broke because that's been broken for months, actually close to a year.
Yeah.
So that's that's
well,
not good.
I gotta end with a couple positives.
Yeah,
here.
of course.
Kilimanjaro Safari in the rain was the best safari we've ever had. All the animals were out. It was cool. They were all near like our vehicle. Even and we had a fantastic, I can't remember her name. We had a fantastic driver too. And I said to her at the end, I go, I've done this safari more times than I can count. This was the best one I've ever had. And half of that was because of you. Great job. She was so funny. All the lions were out. All the elephants were out. It was, and that doesn't usually happen in the middle of the day. This was like 4:30 maybe.
Well, I mean, that's a good time to do it because right after the afternoon rains come through.
It was really nice.
Yeah. So I've done it after a rainstorm, and I agree with you. It's the time to go, or during a rainstorm.
It was great. So I have a lot of good footage to post. That's
great
from that. So that was a positive.
Awesome.
We went back to do the animation experience, and the timing was just slightly off. So when we got there, It's a long story, but we couldn't do the animation experience because of timing.
Okay.
So we got back on the train. We did Expedition Everest, and then we left. And that was
But it
right.
sounds like a great
It was
trip.
right at 6:00.
Sounds like a great trip.
And we didn't do everything, but it was a lot of fun. I was very happy with everything at Animal Kingdom, and I know a lot of stuff is closed, but the vibe was really good.
Yeah. You had commented that how the lines were long, and I said that makes sense. It makes sense when you have all these, like, there's no capacity there.
That was the busiest park of all of them.
Well, but and what I said to you was,
you had a good comparison. Use the math comparison.
Well, I just said it. Well, I can't remember the exact comparison. Basically, what it comes down to is, like, it could be half as populated in that park, but because they have so few rides, everything feels twice as long.
Right.
You know, when you have so few rides, it's just like the capacity is going to go away. It's just, you know, it definitely. I can see where that's going to be an issue for the next year and a half, probably 2 years. But I'm glad you got to do some fun new stuff. I mean, like you said, you did the villain show.
Yep.
You did. You got to try some new table service stuff, some new food.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm excited. I still wish you would have been able to do Fantasmic. Obviously, that's not under your control.
Next time.
But you stayed at another new resort, not resort, but hotel.
We're collecting them all.
Yeah,
and we're building a collection of all.
Honestly, if you're staying in the Disney Springs area, it's not bad because you walk over to Disney Springs, jump on a bus, or if you really wanted to, you could go walk around the grounds over at Saratoga.
We did it that way. We walked over to Saratoga. That's far.
Yeah,
we did that. We took, because you can schedule a bus from the hotel. We did Lyft. There's so many different ways.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it sounds like it was a great trip. I'm excited for you.
And then after that, we came back and got changed and walked around Disney Springs, and that was really enjoyable.
Yeah.
And went to Dockside Margaritas. That was great.
That's a great spot.
Got a really good drink there. Did you recommend? I talked to you that night. I think I told you we went there, or you recommended it to me.
Yeah, I can't remember if I had recommended it or if I had said, "Oh, was it at Docks?" Either way, I had known that was over there.
If you're a fan of margaritas, my wife and I both got the frozen ones.
Yeah.
And it's very, very close to World of Disney. It's literally on the dock, right along the edge, in between World of Disney and when you're walking around to Rainforest Cafe. Yeah. So we did a little shopping, and then the next morning we got up and we flew home, and that's pretty much it. We're at 51 minutes, not too much longer than normal, but I wanted to go kind of fast. Yeah. And I mean, we could probably do the same thing if people had questions about stuff. We could always start a future episode like that. If we really want to.
I think it sounds like you had a great time. I'm excited that you were able to do this as an adult's trip. You know, I'm excited that when you came back, it wasn't like, I miss having the kids. Like, you guys, we do when we don't. Right, but like, you still rode the rides, you still did the stuff, and so that's awesome.
It was a lot easier to do.
And it's freeing to do because you don't have to worry about, you know, you don't have to worry about, like, so you guys obviously have like dietary restrictions.
Yeah.
But you also didn't have any of the, like, picky eater restrictions.
Right.
And I'm not at all trying to be
fair.
like, you know, kind of hate on your son. That's not what I'm doing, but like he's a picky eater.
I bet you the majority of the people listening right now will be like, "Oh yeah, one of my kids
right."
is picky
so when you don't have to worry about it,
yeah.
When you don't have to check menus, it's just like that makes life a lot easier. So that's awesome. You don't have anything else, right?
No. Overall, I would say it was a great trip, and to kind of finish off with the theme of the adult trip is my wife was great and flexible because we were willing to try these new restaurants and these new things because she was like, "Oh, it's just cheaper anyway."
Yeah,
you know, because usually we're paying for 4 people.
Right.
Now we're just paying for 2. The navigation and going on different rides wasn't too different because we all kind of like the same stuff. So we didn't really do many activities other than, you know, going out for margaritas and stuff. When we're with the family, we don't do that as much, but
that's good though.
And the fancy dinner. I mean, it's honestly, you go inside the Mexico Pavilion. It's kind of a romantic dinner. There were people with their families there, but like that's kind of the goal, you know?
Awesome. I'm glad you had a good time.
But overall good. If people have questions, we can do the same thing.
Yeah, reach out on Instagram and I'll.
We can answer. I don't want to go too much longer. I don't like going over an hour. I like to try to have
we're good.
A cap here.
Yeah. So we're gonna head off, but if you're interested in more, please let us know on Instagram, and I will gladly pass that along to Rob.
Yeah, we can
or
answer
Rob
them
can
next
see it,
time. Mhm.
and then we'll answer it in the opening of next week's show.
Yeah, I'm on our social media quite a bit.
Yeah.
You usually do most of the messages.
Yeah.
I try to post reels and stuff.
Yeah. But guys, it's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, and tomorrow's just a list away.
Tune in next time, and we'll see you real soon.